Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Omar Helmi, and from 12B5, and today I will be presenting with my fellow classmate Mustafa Kais, and we will start by telling you guys how to create and delete layers. So first of all, we will go right there, and there will be a plus icon down. We go into layers first, and then there will be a plus icon down, which is there. You can see create new layer, and you press on it. Once you press on it, here a layer is made. And one thing you should know about layers is that there's something else called sub layer, which we're going to go there, but in a while. So here, how to delete a layer. So there's actually multiple ways to delete a layer. First step, you can do it by clicking on the delete button next to the add. By clicking it, you are deleting the layer. Also, there's from the three lines on top, you can also delete the layer from there. And finally, you can delete it by right-clicking on the layer itself and then deleting it. And that's what most of the people do. And moving on, now we are here to define also the layer column structure. So you can do multiple things actually with the layers. First of all, you can hide the layers and you can also add sub layers. By clicking this icon, you hide the layer. And the sub layer means, like, for example, I want to create a shape and I want to make this shape defined. For example, like this one, where I want to merge two shapes together in one layer. You can do that by here. And as you can see, there's few colors in the, here you can see them next to the layers. These colors, they are like, they focus on the path of the shape, for example. And here, which the button which I'm clicking on is the target. For example, if I click on this, I'm targeting this, like for example, the sub layer. So whatever edit I do or whatever I do in general, it's gonna be targeted on, for example, this. So I'm just moving this. And as I said, the colors, they focus on the path. For example, here, this is the green path. This will focus on this. It just basically to navigate you through the path, so you don't get confused or complicate things. And as I said, how to create a sublayers by clicking on the icon next to the add layer itself. Here, this one. As also, if you keep the mouse there, you're gonna read it. And we also said about hiding, and there's also locking the layer. You can lock the layer by clicking next to the eye, and there's like a lock which is gonna appear, a lock icon. There you can see it. This layer is locked. You cannot edit it or create anything. Nothing can touch it. It's gonna stay there frozen until you remove the lock from the sub layer or the layer. Then you can edit it. So this basically helps you to focus more on something. Like for example, if you want to define a shape, you want to add a path, you want to change the color of the shape or something, this will lock the rest of your work until you finish, and then you can continue editing by removing the lock. And that was basically it for how to create a layer and defining the layer structure.
Hi guys, my name is Mustafa Kais, and I'm going to explain the rest of the points. I'm going to start by explaining what are the options for a layer and a sub-layer. So basically, we go to window and choose layers options. But if you are on a newer version of Adobe Illustrator, you can simply click layers on your right hand side. So here we have layer 3. It contains 3 objects, and we want to view options for each layer and for each sublayer. So basically, I'm going to first create sublayers, put each item in a sublayer. This is by going to the top right side and clicking release to layers by sequence. Now I have every object in a sublayer of each of its own. The options are basically opened through double click on each sublayer, and we'll get options like choosing color. Here we can choose orange for example, and when selecting the object, I can work with it in orange color. As Omar explained before, why we need a different color for each object. Now, other options could be lock which means we can no longer edit it. Other option could be print, and this will allow us to show the object in when printed, or hide it when printed. Now you can simply also show it or unshow it when working here. We can hit OK, and it's no longer there. Of course, we can click visibility option again to show it again. Double click, and we can dim objects. So I can dim it to 50% if I want to work on something more important, but I still need to see my object visible to some extent. We click OK, and now it's 50% visible. We can go back and release the dimming button. Now preview here is to show it, but you can edit it, but you can't really see it. Unlike with the eye or with the showing option, you cannot edit it or see it. Okay, and the preview option is not there. We click again, we hit OK, and we can see it back again. Those are the options we need to know. Now moving on to the next point, which is how can we release items into separate layers. Now I have shown this in the beginning. So basically you go to a layer, we lock this and unshow it, we show the other one. And here we have more than one object on one layer. I want to release it to sub layers. You click on the layer, top right option, release into layers. And now I have different layers and I can edit them separately. Now another option, which is release to layers but build. This one will release to each layer, but each layer has more than one shape. So for example, layer 7 has only the building, layer 2 has only the skull, and layer 3 has only the telephone. Now we go back to another option, which is our next point. In what way you can merge and flatten the layers. So basically we hit undo. Here we have two separate layers and two separate objects and sublayers, layers with sublayers and such. We can click Command or Control, select our two layers, click the options, and we flatten artwork. We click do not hide art, and now we have all objects and sublayers all merged into one layer. For the next point, we're going to explain in what ways you can merge and flatten layers. We explain how to flatten layers together. Basically, Control, choose your two layers, like here, Control, and we release and we click flatten artwork. Now they are all in one layer. For merging layers, we have two layers. Let's release every object in layer 3 into different sublayers, release to layers. Now we have 3 sublayers in layer 3. And I want to merge only the layer 4, sublayer 4, and sublayer 5 together. So I click Command, choose or select my layers, layer 4 and layer 5. Then click Options, select Merge. Now they are merged into a single layer, as we can see. If we click Show, now they are the only thing showing in layer 5, sublayer 5 and layer 3. And that's it for option 6 or point 6.
Okay, coming back to the final point, which is point 7, which is clipping mask. So basically, a clipping mask is an object whose shape masks other artwork so that only areas that lie within the shape are visible. So to create a clip mask, basically you target for now, we will target the 2 layer zeros. I named them 2 layer zeros, so you be aware. So after you target them, you will go to object, which is on top, and then you're going to find the clipping mask, and then you're going to click on make. So if you noticed here, the clipping has already happened, and if you click on it, you're also going to realize that there's this icon, the clipping mask icon, has appeared next to the add subtitle. If you click on it, you're going to also see the sub layers, and they show you what has happened. For now, you can also see them, and here this is the before and after. Right, so this has been the end of the 7 points, and this has been me, Omar Helmi, and my classmate Mustafa Qais, and we hope that you guys understood. Mustafa, you can
Hope
continue.
our presentation was clear, and we hope you have a great time using Adobe Illustrator. And thank you.
Thank you, guys.